Our mission this week is to trigger as many fan bases as humanly possible, and so it seems apt to have the conversation about rookies. Now, defensive, offensive rookie of the year, depending on how you want to define that, you can end up on totally different faces of the earth. We're going to talk about the most valuable rookies here. Real quick, sum it up for the people out there. Difference between value and performance.
Yeah, much like we talked about yesterday, wins above replacement is the way that we're going to measure value. It takes different facets of the game and weights them differently. So passing, for example, is more valuable than rushing. Stopping the pass more valuable than stopping the run.
False.
Triggered. So in terms of this discussion, we're going to obviously see a player like Baker Mayfield, who is 13th not only among quarterbacks, 13th in the league in terms of WAR. He's going to be the most valuable rookie because he's playing the best at the most valuable position among rookies.
If you want to take your rage out that you just got from hearing that rushing not as important as passing, you head to mybookie.ag because they allow you to spread the wealth. So you can bet on a bunch of different players to win Offensive Rookie or Defensive Rookie of the Year. Plus, if you use promo code PFF, you can get a $1 match on your first deposit. Here's the great thing. If you're too angry about Offensive or Defensive Rookie, you can bet on anything else that you want. So if you flip on a college basketball game on a random Wednesday night, they have got you covered. Plus, they have in-game live betting, so even if you miss the start of the game or just notice something midway through, mybookie.ag is the place to go. As I said, use promo code PFF to get a $1 match on your first deposit. It's very simple. PFF plus mybookie.ag. You play, you win, you get paid. All right, so we know Baker Mayfield. He's the 13th most valuable player so far this season. Very impressive considering what the Browns have had at quarterback in the past couple of years. Let's go down the list now. Number 2 most valuable rookie so far this season.
I'm still getting over the Derek Anderson shade right now. So Saquon Barkley has been the second most valuable rookie so far this year. So far it goes as it has been draft order. The interesting thing is obviously he's added a ton to the Giants. They still only have won 4 out of their 12 games so far. But where he's been extremely valuable is as a receiver, 1.7 yards per route run, 8th among running backs. He's also generated 25 missed tackles as a receiver, which is first among all running backs. The passing game is where you generate value. Barkley's been great there. So thus far, he's been, he's performed up to, expectations for the Giants. Still meant to be seen whether or not missing out on a quarterback at that second spot is going to hurt them long term. But Barkley's been great. Yeah,
he's approaching Tariq Cohen levels of production, which is pretty impressive given what Cohen has done. This, of course, begs the question, did the Giants make the right move at number 2? And we're not going to answer that right now, but if you would like an answer and some really good-hearted discussion, Eric's Twitter handle is at @PFF_Eric. Head there immediately.
Oh, sorry.
And make sure you fire away your hottest of takes on that topic. Okay, let's move down the list now. The next 2 guys, most valuable rookies on the defensive side of the ball, and not surprising, what they offer is the ability to impact the passing game. The coverage linebacker in Leighton Vander Esch at 57th and at 52nd in our most valuable list of players overall so far this season. Derwin James, a guy that I almost levitated off the floor when he fell to the Niners. I then fell to the floor when they did not take him, and this past Sunday night, I had to cover my eyes every time that he made an incredible play. But both these guys showing what versatility at their position can mean.
Yeah, I mean, Vander Esch has been great. He's first among inside linebackers in run stop percentage, but most importantly, he's gotten 2 interceptions, 2 pass breakups. He's covered up for Sean Lee in a way that no Dallas Cowboys linebacker has ever been able to. They've won all these games while Sean Lee's been hurt, and a situation that's never really happened for them before. So he's been great. Derwin James, what can you say about him? When you said linebacker Leighton Vander Esch, I almost said linebacker Derwin James because he can play that position as well as anybody as well. His 4 sacks are best among safeties. His 9 hurries are first among all safeties. He's given up less than a 55 passer rating into his coverage. He has 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, both of those in the top 5 at the safety position. He's one of the best players in the NFL already, and certainly one of the best rookies.
Yeah, the play that he made, forcing Antonio Brown out of bounds, he wasn't even the primary coverage defender on that play, showing those safety skills in addition to all the things he can do in coverage. and as a pass rusher. When he matches up with a tight end, it is over. A below 30 passer rating when quarterbacks target a tight end covered by Derwin James. It is a mismatch. He is an incredible player. Okay, down the list, a few guys that bear mentioning because, look, it's the rookie season, and they've got a long way to go in their progression. Who are some other ones that fall on this list?
Yeah, Carolina struggled over the last month or so, but DJ Moore has not been the reason. He's 15th among all wide receivers in yards per route run. Anytime you can put up a number above 2 there, you're a pretty good starter at the position. He's at 2.25. He's emerged. He was questionable, was why he was picked over Calvin Ridley in the first round this season. I don't think they're having those questions anymore. Denzel Ward and Jair Alexander, guys that cover the pass, a very tough position at cornerback. They've both kind of fallen a little bit since strong starts, but they're both giving up, in the top 25 at the cornerback position in passer rating allowed into their coverage. Both of them have 6 pass breakups. Ward's added 3 interceptions, so they've been really good. I think the pick of Denzel Ward was questioned at the time, but I don't think the Browns are questioning that anymore.
No, certainly not. Another guy that ends up on this list, probably will be higher in terms of how people vote for Defensive Rookie of the Year, is Darius Leonard. Now look, he's been great. This is a list of the best, so he's on it. He's not number 1, and a big reason for that is that we look at the process by which you get some of the stats that you get, and he has some really high tackle numbers, but those can be hollow. He has some really good sack numbers. Some of those not as impactful as maybe the one in the sack column would actually denote, but he has been very good, and for where they picked him at 93rd, nice bit of value for the Colts, who are obviously benefiting from having traded down and accumulating more picks, and they've been able to draft value, both him and Quentin Nelson, who's not on this list. He plays guard. It's tough to generate a ton of value there, but he has been good as well. Of course, if you want more, as I said, you have questions about whether these guys deserve their draft position, PFF_Eric or PFF_Steve are your go-tos. And if you just want to consume a little more content, head to ProFootballFocus.com and check out the PFF forecast.